Hello everybody, it's me, Riffraff Hornhelm, and I'm back again with another presentation from the Dwarven Vault, and today we have a monster review. And today we're going to talk about another demon. And the demon we're going to talk about today is JUIBLEX, the Faceless Lord. And JUIBLEX, the Faceless Demon Lord, is of course brought to us by the original Monster Manual as used with basic Dungeons and Dragons and advanced Dungeons and Dragons, or what's typically called 1E. He's one of the demon lords that makes up the management of the demons, if you will. He's lesser than Demogorgon, but more powerful than, say, a Type 5 or a Type 6 demon. Has 88 hit points. Yeah, I know that's not that much, but you're thinking about it more by today's standards. In the standards of the day when it first came out, sure seemed like a lot. -7 armor class. Only 65% resistant to magic, which is kind of surprising compared to most other high-level demons. They tend to be like 75% or higher. This one's only 65%. Now, in terms of looks, well, the Faceless Lord should give you an idea. It's kind of like a big oozy blob. If you were to walk into a room, it'd be like a conical shaped heap of browns and grays and sickly yellows and greens. And, it's Lovecraft would have loved it. There's no two ways about it. It does have a physical attack. It's able to kind of like thrust itself out as a pseudopod and whack somebody for lots of damage, 4 to 32 points of damage, which is, wow, that's a lot. And it is a supra-genius, chaotic evil demon lord. Now, obviously, with this kind of look and appearance and so forth, it is able to shape itself into many forms and extensions and do all kinds of neat things to, maybe surround a party or, good Lord, who knows. And of course, like all other demons, it has some common things it can do. That includes darkness. In this particular case, I think it's a 15-foot radius. And of course, it can gate in other demons. And that's always one of the most worrying attributes that demons have, is their ability to gate in others of their kind or lesser of their kind, and in some cases even higher than themselves to help. Because a demon is a summoned creature to begin with, it's like a foot in the door, and they're able to pry it a bit larger and summon more of them to come and help. On the receiving end, it can be very unpleasant. Now, their attacks, and I think I said 4 to 32, I think it's actually 4 to 40. This pseudopod or form that they can launch out, they can also like spit out a blob. And that blob, if it hits you, will do that the same as if it physically struck you. And what it's doing is it's using the corrosive properties of the slime that's on the outside of this creature. And that's one of the main things it has, is it's the combination of like an ochre jelly and a green slime. So it dissolves like metals and organic matter. And very quickly. It'll dissolve somebody, I think it's in 1 to 6 rounds. So this is a very nasty attack that it has on that side. And even though you don't think it is, it's super intelligent. It's going to be working its way to destroy you in numerous ways because, of course, like most high-level demon lords, it has magic too. And that magic is, once again, varied. And it includes things like, putrefy food and water, detect invisible, levitate. It's a list. And it's able to perform those at will, whatever it needs to. That's pretty nasty, combined with the ability to gate things in. Um, this thing also can telekinese 15,000 gold pieces in weight, which is a tremendous amount. Using all of the magic and combine that with its physical abilities, this is actually a very fearsome creature. The 88 hit points is not that high. And the fact that it only has 65% magic resistance, I guess, gives you some chance. That's a little bit better than some. But it does have a further drawback. Like Demogorgon, it takes a +2 weapon or better in order to strike it if you're using, well, your sword and bow or whatever it may be. You're still going to have to be +2 or better in order to strike it. So that combined with the 65% magic resistance, while it's not as strong as somebody like Demogorgon is, that's still pretty damn strong. And the fact that it's able to assume pretty much any form it wants to, and including polymorphing itself to look like something normal, this is a very, very dangerous demon. Now, something like this, which is kind of like just a massive mound of goo or something that's wandering around our, makes me think of a Shoggoth or something like that, is nasty enough. And of course, why do you even ask us dwarves if we've ever run into something like this? If we have, we ran like hell. I certainly would have. Thanking once again to all my dwarvish colleagues. There's nobody I know who's had any interaction with demons, or at least that has and came back to say something about it. So, can't tell you anything on that. The gaming world, as we know, can be very different. So we went out in the gaming world, of course, and asked our friends and colleagues in the greater HornhelmClan about playing, and say, hey, as a DM or as a player, what did you think of this? How would you rank it? And they came back with some pretty high rankings for this. They said that on the DM side, after looking at all the averages and everything on this came back as a 8.5. I'm not sure if I entirely agree with that, but this is a very powerful creature. I got a fair number of comments about it, and they said that really, this was something that if the group was capable of dealing with it, provided a fairly even conflict. Otherwise, it was usually weighted very heavy in favor of the Faceless Demon Lord. So, and I went, of course, to the players and said, okay, well, what do you guys rank it as? They came back with between an 8 and a 9. If I had to give it a ranking slightly higher than what the DM said, so say an 8.5 versus an 8. Still, they obviously thought it was a very competent creature, and I cannot argue with them. It is a fearsome creature, and one that is gross and disgusting, and properly planned and played can give your party the sweats. No two ways about it. A lot of fun. I definitely would, recommend putting this in, even if it's for a brief appearance. If you have some kind of evil dungeon where you need a big bad guy, having this show up as a summoning or something like that for a final boss, pretty cool. But overall, I have to say that this is a creature that I find to be an awful lot of fun in an adventure. And really, you can make it really creepy if you do it right. So that, my friends, is JUIBLEX, the Faceless Demon Lord. And we hope you found today's presentation to be interesting, amusing, entertaining, all that kind of good stuff. If you did, please be so kind as to leave us a like. Consider subscribing if you haven't. Drop us a line. Share with your friends. But please come back and see us again real soon. We thank you so much for your kind support. Take care, everyone, and remember, dwarves rock!